When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, 1 week from right now, Jay Tust will be hitting it about 320 yards right down the middle of the fairway to kick off the Bronco Nation News Golf Tournament. The gallery will be in applause, and Jay will be waving, signing a few autographs as he heads down the first fairway. A week from right now, Jay, it's going to be a good time next week.
It's a shotgun start, so I would be like tucked away on like the 13th hole or something, right?
I thought I had talked to you about doing the ceremonial first shot before we started in front of everybody. Yeah. Yeah, you will be starting on the 7th hole. It's a par 5, way back in the back corner.
Okay, perfect.
So,
that's where I need to be.
But yeah, looking forward to it. Going to be a lot of fun. We need to get some sort of, I know it's still a scramble, which maybe helps your guys' causes, but Johnny and Prater and JP and all the teams, Matt Bauscher, we need to get some sort of, maybe, Coach Schultz's team over at, he's got the Tin Roof Tacos team that he's playing with. We need to maybe get some sort of wager going for this tournament.
I saw Coach Schultz at the gym the other day. So
the same gym that I saw you at before?
Yeah. He doesn't, no days off, obviously.
Who can throw down more weight?
I'll just say Justin.
Well, we'll see.
He certainly obviously carries more of it with what he's doing over there at Boise State.
That's actually going to be an extra ticket for folks that want to just come see Jay and Coach Schultz on the driving range before the tournament. You can come out and pay for lunch and pay for a chance to see Jay just let it rip on the driving range.
Former baseball players that pretend like they can golf, probably. Although I think Justin actually is probably pretty good.
Rudy already knows it's a par 5, water on the left. He's letting you know there. So watch out for that. And Kurt, I'm not sure if he's talking about the Avalanche or Jay. He says Jay will choke. LOL. First tee shot.
He's not wrong.
Good morning, Bronco Nation and Rudy. Avalanche winning tonight. We'll see, Kurt. At least we had a couple extra days. But yeah, first hole, Jay. You got at least first tee shot. You're playing with your new folks. You want to impress.
Yeah.
You're actually playing with the group from Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, one of our sponsors that requested you. They're big fans, and so they're going to have a good time. And you got it. You just can't whiff or hit a ground ball.
They didn't request me, did they? They were just like, "Hey, I'll get stuck with this guy."
I had 1-4. I had to put him with somebody, and you were the last celebrity left. And I was like, "Will you take Jay, please, just so we can make him feel a little better?" No, they actually are very excited about playing with you. Dakota Atkinson, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, a company that's been around Boise like 70 plus years, and so they jumped on board as a sponsor. We're appreciate to have them. And yeah, a week from today, I don't have to push it anymore. We're sold out. We're ready to go. We're just kind of having it. We're looking forward to having a good time. And have you been out to the range at least or anything, Jay?
I haven't yet, but if I'm playing with a Mirror and Glass company, if I put one in the parking lot, I probably don't have to care if I run it into a windshield then, right?
I think they're bringing the mobile kit with them, on the way out there. They heard Johnny was playing, and they said, we got to okay, so we had air ball game. I don't know if you remember this, Jay, but there was a post-game show where I was going to give Johnny the show off if he could make a free throw, and he airballed it. So they his little nickname now is air ball game. People are wondering how many times he actually swings and misses completely on the ball. Do you think is that in play to happen at least once?
Oh, absolutely. Please tell me he's somewhere like that. Like I'll like cross paths with him on the course because
I should have had you guys back and forth
on your
Well, we'll make sure we get some video of that. John Mallory, as of now, is playing with the folks from Shop Strange, another one of our sponsors. They're apparel company, screen printing. If you need promotional items, they can do that. They also do embroidery on polos and hats and things like that. Check them out, Shop Strange, and they came in as a sponsor. So Johnny's playing with them as of now. But yeah, we need to get some sort of tournament going. We'll figure that out down the line in terms of by next week what we can do. We got to figure out next week's show, Jay. You might get the day off for coming out to the tournament. I don't know if we're going to have a show or what we're going to do yet. The folks are wanting us to broadcast live from out there, but we're going to have too much going on. So I think in exchange for you coming out to the tournament, you might just luck out. The only problem is I was supposed to be number 6 for our player, and I forgot to figure out what to do about that. So we'll have to figure something out.
I got the boss gave me a heads or a thumbs up to maybe look at some clubs too. My clubs are so old.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know if
not this boss, not this.
Yeah,
no, the real boss. Yeah. The real boss. Yeah. That. How about that? Maybe get some.
I don't know if I'll figure it out before Friday, but we'll see.
Hey, man, that if anything else comes out of this tournament, if you get some new clubs, I'm sure you get asked all the time, man, for charity tournaments and stuff. So my whole thing about golf is I'm not good. I just don't want to embarrass myself. I just want to be able, like, if a coach or a booster or if a advertiser or somebody wants to, like, hey, you want to go play golf? Like, I want to be able to, like, yeah, I'll go play and not like have 6 ground balls to get up to the hole and embarrass myself and waste their time. So I'm close to that. I still have the occasional, errant shot. I'm by no means good. I'm by no means good, but I can at least, shoot in the around 100 range probably, and that's usually because I 3-putt or 4-putt on the green all the time. If I didn't have to putt, I'd be okay. I can get you on the green close to the right. What do they call it in regulation? I can be close to that, but then I end up 3-putting or having a horrible chip. And I'm every average golfer's what do they call it, doppelganger or whatever. I mean, that's just me. I'm just not good, but I have fun playing. So I'm not playing next week though. Everyone keeps asking if I'm playing. There's too much going on. I wish I could play, but I'll be going around getting some video and watching everybody else and making sure the beverage troughs are full of cold beer and drinks for everyone. So we're going to have a good time. And I talked to Chef Wally yesterday, Jay. He's got the menu going. We got some pulled Hawaiian chicken. We got some pulled pork. We got his famous potato salad. It's going to be, he's got some fruit salad. It's going to be a great lunch for Chef Wally. The jalapeno bacon potato cheddar soup. I don't know if he has the copyright on that stays with Fat Guys or not. But, Chef Wally, formerly of Fat Guys, now has his own company, Just Cater It, and he'll be out there providing a full meal. So as bad as your round goes, you're going to be able to look forward to a full meal afterwards before you leave. And so Kurt's saying at least broadcast the Q&A. We'll see. Maybe we'll at least record it. I did go out and pay way too much to buy a nice portable sound system yesterday that we'll have for that. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We are going to – today's Pizza Day, Jay. We're going to give away a pizza on the show today. I'll be heading to Westside Pizza tonight to get some food for the Blues Avalanche game. Perfect Friday night, pick up some pizza. So later in the show, we'll give away a free pizza, Westside Pizza. If you go to westsidepizza.com, you get 25% off your entire order if you use the promo code BNN25. So let's jump into it, Jay. We got a lot to talk about. Our number 11 player on the countdown, we're going to get to him in a little bit. We got some interesting NFL news related to the Broncos. 2 Broncos now competing at a new spot against each other. That's going to be interesting. But I did want to touch on the football schedule, which came out yesterday, Jay. We find out the dates of all the games, the times of most of the games, and the networks for most of the games. What's your initial takeaway? It all gets going September 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN for Oregon State. I thought that might be an afternoon game, but it's an 8:30 game, and it's I guess at least if it's on the road, it's 7:30 in Corvallis. But it's it's big ESPN. They get a chance to be on there at least once this year now. Overall, what's your take on just the TV announcement yesterday?
My take will probably be unique to many, just because how it affects me and my schedule. I don't necessarily mind Friday games. I just don't like them early in the season because they impact the high school football schedule. So 3 Friday games in the month of September alone. That's almost every Friday night that it'll be overlapping with high school football, which I don't know. That kind of sucks. I mean, I know that there's only so much control.
Not just for you. It sucks for the high school teams and the fans and the parents and players and everybody.
Yeah, and so I don't mean to get off on a negative foot here, but that not only does it spread our resources a little thin over at KTVB, but it does take away a little bit of the spotlight from the kids on Friday Night Football, just because, I mean, the main show in town is Boise State. I mean, it just is what it is. So
there was that first year I got here, I think, or second year, like 2014, maybe they had like 6 or something. So I think it's 4, which is, and you're right. The fact that 3 of them
normal. Four is pretty normal, but
when they happen, you're right. You know, and I will say this: 2 of them are on Fridays. I mean, 2 of them are road games,
right?
New Mexico and UTEP. So they may not, you know, doesn't maybe hurt the crowd as much at the high school games, because folks probably would go there and just watch the BSU game on TV later, I guess.
Well, heck, one could argue that it actually might hurt, you know, even Boise State, just because those are some of your most loyal fans that are probably, you know, having to be devoted to their kids and at high school games versus taking their kids and going to Boise State games. So, you know, again, Friday, 4 Friday games is a pretty normal number, I think, for Boise State, but usually they're spread out just a little bit more, and, you know, maybe you kick 1 or 2 of them a little bit later in the season. That was the case last year. Obviously, Boise State opened up on a Thursday before high school football even started. So, you know, that was, you know, fine and dandy in my book. But outside of that, you know, I think that fans, one way or another, I still think that they got to be pretty happy with, you know, the new TV arrangement, because you know, the kick times are much more favorable. I think, what was there with this schedule? I believe there are 2 after 7 p.m. So of the 12 games, 9 have been announced, and of those 9, only 2 are going to kick off after 7 p.m.
And the ones we don't have times for are the 3 home games that are controlled by Fox, which, if we go based on last year, you're probably looking at 7 p.m. Fox Sports 1. Fox doesn't go quite as late. They have that 7 p.m. slot. So, there's 2 8:30s, and they're both on the road. Like I said, I had the same thought about the 10 a.m. game. You know, the Utah State 10 a.m. game on CBS, which came out the day before. You know, it's a little different when it's home versus road, when it's at 10 a.m. Like last year, Black Friday, it was San Diego State was on the road at 10 a.m. So you get up, you turn on your TV at 10, and you're good. When it's a home game and you want to tailgate, you're getting up at 6:30. I remember I set my alarm for I set my alarm for 5:30 that day, because it was Pacific time, so it was an hour earlier. But I mean, that'll hurt the tailgate scene a little bit. That'll hurt the atmosphere. I'll be curious for a 10 a.m. game, but you do get the Blue Turf and Boise, Idaho, and your brand on Big Boy CBS backing into an SEC game. I think that's worth the trade-off there when it's a home game compared to a road game. The BYU game, I thought that might move to a Friday or Thursday, the last, maybe game for a while in the rivalry. That stays on a Saturday. We don't know the time yet. UT Martin, I mean, September 17th, the home opener, you get 2 p.m., and you already know that it's 2 p.m. for the home opener. You got a chance to be 2-0 if you beat Oregon State and win at New Mexico and come back for an afternoon 2 o'clock game against you. I mean, 2 o'clock's like the perfect time. You don't have to get up. Yeah, I mean, if it were the first game, September 3rd, 2 o'clock, you might say it might be a little hot, but by September 17th, you get FS1, not FS2. You get big boys.
I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, you thought like maybe that's like the one game, and I think that's the difference. One of the big differences between the ESPN arrangement and this arrangement. You almost figure that game would have landed on. I mean, ESPN 3 somewhere that just would not have been
ESPNU,
in plain sight of a lot of viewers.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's it has worked out. It's definitely worked out for basketball. I'll say that. Boise State basketball has gotten way more games on national TV as opposed to with FS1 and CBS Sports Network as opposed to what ESPN did. But I like it for football too. I mean, I know people were really upset, Jay, when they left ESPN and went to Fox, and they couldn't believe Fox, and it probably does hurt them a little bit. That's an argument for another day, I guess, in terms of College Game Day, and they're not talking about the games that they don't have as much. So I get it. It probably does hurt them a little bit from that standpoint, but in terms of game times and some of that kind of stuff, I think it's hard to argue. So back-to-back road games, again, 8:30, you kick it off at ESPN on ESPN against Oregon State, but that game does stay on Saturday. There was some thought that might move to Thursday or Friday as well. You go back on the road, and it is a short week, back-to-back road games with a short week to go to New Mexico, Jay, for a 7 o'clock game there. But then, as I said, you come home, you play UT Martin for 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. You go to UTEP, and again, 7 p.m. on a Friday, which isn't ideal. San Diego State, Fresno State, Air Force, that's kind of maybe the biggest 3-game stretch of the season for the Broncos in terms of conference. And I know Bob Ehler was pointing it out yesterday on KTIK, but you get the San Diego State games on a Friday, so you get the extra day to prepare for UTEP's Friday, so you get the full week, UTEP to San Diego State. And then I haven't looked to see if San Diego State's going short week or not, if they play on Saturday. But then you get the extra day before you play Fresno, because you're playing San Diego State on a Friday. You get Fresno State on the following Saturday, so you get the extra day there. And then you get the bye before you go to Air Force, which I think is ideal. You could maybe argue whether you'd rather have the bye after Air Force, but a road game at Air Force is never an easy task, man. And you're going to give coaches an extra week to kind of dial in on that and let some guys heal up before you have to play Air Force. I got no complaints with that.
I think with the new emphasis on, the shot block and stuff like that, I feel like having the bye before is probably more beneficial now. And I know that, Air Force does their thing, and it's always a physical, tough game for Boise State, but I think the bye before actually might be better now. And that 10 a.m. kickoff on Black Friday, by the way.
Yeah.
That might be the earliest freaking kickoff ever on the Blue. Like, I'm not even joking. Like,
I think they said it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 11 a.m. so far.
You can go back to 2004, and that's when TV rights took over and started to kind of dictate when Boise State would kick their games off. And it at the very least, it hasn't happened that early since 2004. And prior to 2004, Boise State would have been setting their home kick times, and I'd be really surprised if they chose to kick off a game at 10 a.m. Right? So
KTVB aired some games back in the day. They didn't pick 9 and 10 a.m. for the start.
No, we would not. So, and that was before my time. I guess I should go over to Tom Scott and Mark Johnson and ask them just to be sure. But could be the earliest kickoff ever on the Blue. 10 a.m. man, the day after Thanksgiving. That's nuts.
Rudy says at the risk of losing his street cred, he actually has to agree with Jay.
And Rudy's got a lot of street cred, man. I don't think you know how much street cred Rudy has.
Agreeing with Jay could hurt his street cred, I guess. But he says the bye before Air Force, he likes it. Extra week to prepare on the cut blocks. Randy Stevens saying tailgating will start at midnight. Anybody you get 8 hours before, right? They usually open the tailgates 8 hours before. Are they going to actually open the tailgates at 2 a.m. for that game?
Great question.
I know it's 4 hours before when they have the Friday games where there's cars in the parking lot and schools in session. So maybe they just do 6 a.m. and do the 4 hour thing. Rudy is asking about the trade, and this was interesting. I was pretty confident, Jay, the Air Force game was going to be the 10 a.m. Fox game. When you see that it's Utah State, none of us were expecting that because Fox controls the time. So they did trade. They did not trade a Boise State game, but looking at it, and again, talking to Bob Beeler yesterday, it looks like the trade was the Fresno San Diego State game because CBS Sports is supposed to get the first 7 picks, and that would have no doubt Fresno San Diego State would have been one of the first 7 picks probably in terms of a game. The fact that Fox ended up with that probably means that was the trade. You give us Fresno San Diego, we're willing to give you Boise State, Utah State.
Yeah.
It's probably how that worked out.
Yeah, I don't know. So all that being said, I don't think there's anything that was like too shocking throughout all this.
No.
Maybe for me, like I said, early Friday games in the season, I don't love. Maybe the thing that stands out the most though is that 10 a.m. Utah State kickoff, which we've known about for a couple days now. But outside of that,
I don't love the 8:30 Mountain Time at Nevada. I mean.
That'll be a late one. That'll be one that will definitely have kind of an old TV schedule feel to it.
What's the Mike Prater saying? Nothing good in Reno happens after 11 p.m. And that's I don't know. That's 8:30 Mountain Time. You're looking at that game ending at midnight or whatever in Reno. And then the following week, yeah, you're right, November 12th. And then the following week at Wyoming, I guess 5's better than 8:30 there when you're talking about Laramie and the sun going down in late November.
Yeah, the sun will still barely be peeking over the mountains or hills or whatever at kickoff.
We got to move on, Jay, but I'll just say this, man. You look at the schedule, and I know we've already known the order, so this isn't anything new, but you look at those first 4 games, and particularly that first game, Oregon State. If Boise State can find a way to go to Corvallis and win the game, and again, Oregon State, got to a bowl last year. I think some people might not be giving them enough credit. They're improving. They, are 5-point favorites, I think, in this game to start with. But if you can beat Oregon State and then you go beat, at New Mexico and at UTEP, which are winnable games, you beat UT Martin at home. If you go into a home stretch of San Diego State, Fresno State at 4-0, I mean, you might be ranked by then. You might be getting some national attention. I mean, I think that Oregon State game really could set the tone. And, 3-1 isn't terrible going into San Diego State. But if you could find a way to be 4-0 going into the meat of your conference schedule there, San Diego, Fresno at home at Air Force, I mean, the schedule sets up for them to kind of go on a run here.
Yeah, and I'm not. I'll just one more quick comment on that. I'm not holding my breath that it's actually going to get done on time just because of the way the world's going right now and steel and all that stuff. But if you do open up 4-0, you're coming home for September 30th and October 8th. You're going to be potentially debuting that new scoreboard, as you said, on the cusp of the top 25 ranking. Albertson Stadium could be pretty electric for those two games. And by the way, I believe San Diego State's the only school in the Mountain West that Boise State doesn't have a winning record against when it comes to football. Lost the last two to them, beating the Aztecs in 17, I want to say.
Their fans love pointing that out on social media.
Was, pretty young. What's that?
Their fans love pointing that kind of stuff out on
social
media.
I'm just saying that could be a pretty electric atmosphere.
Well, let's talk Avery Williams. Speaking to him here in a second, but Transportation Compliance Service, check them out, transcomservice.com. If you're looking to get into the trucking industry, 1,000 people a day are doing it, and they can help you with all the permits and overweight permits, DOT permits, all the things you need to get out there. Check them out, transcomservice.com. They're a local company based here in Meridian, and they do great things across the country, and they're big supporters of BSU, so check them out, transcomservice.com. Boise Dentistry Co. as well. They'll be out at the golf tournament. They got the big prize for the if you get the closest to the pin, Jay, you get a really nice golf bag with the Boise Dentistry Co. logo on it. So they're providing the prize for the closest to the pin. So appreciate Boise Dentistry Co. and check them out, boisedentistryco.com. Dr. Miner, his staff do a great job. We appreciate them. United Commercial Insurance as well. Kind of similar to TCS. They're a national company, but based here in the Treasure Valley. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They make business insurance easy. You may think you have good business insurance rates, but give them a call, see what they can do for you. They can write policies in 44 states around the country. So UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. We appreciate all of our great sponsors here at Bronco Nation News. All right, so you mentioned Avery Williams. The news comes out yesterday morning that all of a sudden they're going to try him out at running back. And you think, and you're like, okay, Avery Williams running back. That's cool. He's going to get a chance for some playing time. That's great. And then like an hour later, you find out they've signed Jeremy McNichols as well. So that kind of tempered it for me a little bit, because now you have two guys maybe fighting for one spot. It hurts things a little bit. Maybe the fact that Avery's going to be, still does the things in the return game helps his case. But just your take on the news yesterday. Avery Williams moving to running back and now competing with a former Bronco, Jeremy McNichols.
Well, the funny thing is, like an hour after that, they were out practicing, and Jeremy was there, like standing next to Avery Williams. Avery rocking 35 and Jeremy rocking 33. I mean, it was crazy how quickly it all transpired there, BJ, or at least publicly, that is. I think Avery's deal is interesting. It's funny because a lot of us, as we shared our opinions yesterday on Twitter and stuff like that. We were kind of saying, like, man, Boise State could have used him at running back there when they were getting desperate. Right. And that never happened. They had a package for him, but it never happened. And so now, a year into his NFL career, they said, hey, man, we want to kick you over the offensive side of the ball and have you play running back. And I think it's awesome. I really do. The one thing, Jeremy's advantage will come in the fact that he has plenty of experience at running back, specifically in the NFL too. His best, or I guess it was one of his best seasons, his breakout seasons, happened in 2020 in Tennessee when Arthur Smith was his offensive coordinator. Now, Arthur Smith is the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, so there's some continuity there. As for Avery, though, his competitive advantage comes in the sense that if he can win the kick return job, he can also play running back. And if the Falcons really get into a pinch, they can kick him over to the defensive side of the ball, and he can still play some slot or some nickel or whatever. And so if Avery can do that, all of a sudden you check the box on like three players with one dude, and that's where he could have value for the Falcons. And on top of the fact he's just so football smart. It'll be fascinating to see how it plays out. I personally, I would love to know the inner workings of why it just never quite worked out for Jeremy McNichols. I mean, like he's never just gotten that like runaway opportunity, and it seemed like he was really close last year when Derrick Henry got hurt, but they brought in Dante Foreman and some other guys in Tennessee. It just never quite worked out for him. But man, BJ, I mean, he had 28 catches for 240 yards last year, 41 carries for a $156. Like, he's done some things in the NFL. The sample size still just isn't like what it was here at Boise State when the dude touched the ball. It seemed like every play.
Yeah, and his career is very high. I mean, don't forget, you know this, but the fans may not remember this, that he was cut right after he got drafted. He was a 5th, 6th round pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's very rare if you're a draft pick and you don't even make it into the season. He got cut during training camp, and so and there was some talk on the Hard Knocks show or whatever it was about just his ability to pick up the playbook and the mental side of the things and all that. So he's had a tough go from the start, just catching on, and he's been with different teams. You mentioned the Titans, and he was at the 49ers for a while. There might have been another team in there as well, and so he's kind of bounced around a little bit. But for and I know Johnny and Prater spent like 20 minutes the other day talking on their show, literally the day before this happened. Why has a team not signed Jeremy McNichols? He deserves to be in a camp. The next day he gets signed, and so I like the fact that he got signed. But like I said, it was 2 good things for Boise State, but collectively they weren't quite as good. When I found out the McNichols thing, it did kind of sour my excitement a little bit for both pieces of news, because yes, there is a path for both of them to make the roster. There's not a ton of experience at running back on the roster for the Falcons. I get it. The special teams aspect, I get it. But certainly when you have 2 guys in the same position, the chances of them both making the roster goes down.
And that's what you look at the Falcons running back position. They have a lot of belief in Cordell Patterson, who they've now, inserted as their RB1. Behind him, you have the veteran Damian Williams and the rookie Tyler Algier out of BYU. They have a couple other RBs on the roster behind those guys, but those top 3 are going to be pretty tough to knock off the roster, I think. So you really are probably looking at one of those guys fighting it out for a roster spot. And who knows? I mean, the 53-man's coveted. Maybe Atlanta only chooses to carry 3. I don't know, but it's going to be
the practice squad pays pretty good as well. And I will have plenty of NFL stuff to talk about. Brett Rippon fighting for the number 2 spot there with the Broncos. That's going to be something we'll follow throughout the summer as well. And but yeah, I'm excited for Avery, looking forward to it. And he's a guy that he had some pretty good stats at running back in high school. And even if he didn't run in high school, Jay, you look at what he does in the return game, and right away that you would have thought to do it. And I remember the year was and the thing was, that year that they thought about doing it, Boise State was, I forget if it was injuries or just ineffective play, but they were terrible running the football that year, and they were looking for any kind of spark. And then we find out, like, after the bowl game, which I think was that the year the bowl game got canceled, his senior year, I think, because of COVID.
The Mountain West Championship was late with San Jose State, and they ended up just opting out of playing in a bowl game.
Opting out of a bowl, but they did have some packages, I guess, that they would have probably got to in the bowl game if they had played it. They had them in the championship game, but for whatever reason, you never got to them. And I'm with you. I kind of wish we knew more, from the coaches, whatever, why they never gave him a shot at running back. I would have liked to have seen it at least a couple times. And you want to get the ball in your best player's hands, and Avery Williams is one of your best players. And the Atlanta Falcons saw enough of him in the return game. That's not a thing that happens a ton in the NFL, where you're switching offense to defense. When they draft you, they kind of know what they want from you. So he was very productive in the return game. I think Avery's roster spot is safe because of that. But we'll see, moving forward, how the Jeremy McNichols things fights into it. And I guess it's 12. Prater was saying 12 former Boise State players have played running back in the NFL. So it's a long list, and we'll see if Avery Williams adds his name to that list. Hey, Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com, 13 Idaho locations. Check them out, shopridleys.com, the Skip app, the at-home shopping, all that great stuff. We appreciate Ridley's Family Markets, the Blue and Orange store as well. If you're in Boise, go check them out, the Boise Town Square Mall. If you're out of the area, all the stuff's available online, and they can ship it to you, the blueandorange.store.com. We appreciate their support as well. And Jay, let's give out a pizza, Westside Pizza. We got a large free pizza here. And I need to get the promo code on the screen, but if you use the promo code BNN25 at westsidepizza.com, you get 25% off your order. It's BNN25. And again, they can do a large one-topping carry-out pizza for $10. You throw the promo code in there, it's $7.50 for a large pizza. They're right there across the street, just past Walmart there on Overland, by the Flying Y, kind of, by the Tucanos and some of that stuff over there. Check them out. BNN25 is the promo code. I'm going there to get a carry-out order tonight. I hope to see some of you there. Help our great sponsors, westsidepizza.com. They got wings. They got calzones. They got those cookie pizzas, which my son loves, all that great stuff. Check them out. BNN25 is the promo code, westsidepizza.com. And again, you can get 2 large pizzas for carryout for $15. What are you waiting for? Check them out, westsidepizza.com. And again, whoever has the best comment or question here, I can guarantee you one person that won't be winning this free pizza, our Avalanche fan, Kurt Blake, Sorry for you, Kurt, but you're talking too much smack. You are ineligible to win the free pizza. But Jay, I don't know if you're hungry tonight. Maybe I throw your family a couple free pizza coupons. But we got a couple final seconds here of the show, final minutes, and if anybody has a good comment or question in the final 2 minutes here, I will pick you for a pizza. But Jay, number 11, we're unveiling him right now, and it's actually kind of refreshing that we had enough stuff to get to where we didn't have to try to stretch 30 minutes talking about our player like we have on some of these shows. But Markel Reed, number 11 on our list. We had Caleb Biggers at number 13 earlier in the week, and I know this might surprise some people, but for me, Jay, the injuries have haunted him. Even his first 2 years, his freshman year, he suffers the labrum injury. He plays through it. Sophomore year, plays through it. Gets his surgery. Finally has his chance at earning a starting spot with Jalen Walker and Avery moving on. He comes in, wins a spot last year in fall camp, starts for the first 5 games, and then boom, ACL injury. He's done. He was 5th on the team in tackles when he went down with 21. He's a veteran. He's a leader. We think he has talent. We hear a lot about him, but he just hasn't been able to really show that for a full season yet. So for me, I know you have Kaniho. I know you have LaBeouf. I know you have, Biggers. But I think Markel Reed for me is still the guy at corner that needs to be healthy, needs to be out there, and needs to have a productive year for this defense.
Yeah. I really like Caleb Biggers a lot. Like I do. He has a physical brand of football. I still think that, when Markel's out there, he's probably got a little more, field to cover, if you will. Probably their cover guy. So Boise State had a lot of belief in this guy early because he played right away when he arrived at Boise State, and certainly eager to see what he can do if he can stay healthy. Love his character, great personality. I can see why he is a popular guy amongst the coaching staff and in the locker room. It's very transparent. But if he can stay healthy, he will be a game changer. And at the very, very least, I've said this when we talked about, Caleb and other cornerbacks. That is the number one position that I'm going to be most fascinated to watch that competition play out, just because there's a combination that involves 4 guys that
that each started 4 games last year.
It wouldn't surprise me at all, if it's any one of those, any combo of those 4. Like I don't know who it's going to be. I have no clue. But you also kind of feel like whoever it is, you'll be confident they're going to get the job done just because of how talented that room is.
Yeah, I like Markel Reed. He's always a good, friendly guy, respectful with interviews. I'm rooting for him. He's a good guy, but and I know the injuries are not always, the injuries a lot of times are just bad luck and not your fault. But hey, you're going into year 4 in the program. You played as a true freshman. I'm sure he'll probably, would admit the same thing. Like, it's time. Like Caleb Biggers said, I got no more time to waste. Like, I got to go now. Like, Markel, it's time for him. Stay healthy, prove what you can do. If he wants to play in the league or have a chance at professional football, like, he's got to play a full season and put together some stats. And so that's why I've got him so high on this list at number 11. I agree with you. Kaniho did some things. LaBeouf, for whatever reason, didn't play later in the season, even though I believe he had come back healthy. They've got 4 capable guys, but right now I'm looking at Biggers and Reed as the 2 starters for me going into the season if Reed's healthy, and I think Reed has the potential to have a big year. So he's an important part of the team, and that's why I've got him as high as I do. So 2 weeks left in the countdown. We'll get to number 10 next week and start the final 2 weeks, and looking forward to that. And I mean, was there any doubt, Jay, the winner of the pizza? Best comment, Blues in 7. Derek Morales, congratulations, man. You're getting the pizza. Send me a DM on Twitter. Send me an email. Let me get your address, and we'll connect with you on getting you one of these free pizzas. And everybody else, please go support Westside Pizza this weekend. BNN25 for the carryout order on the online promo code. Jay, appreciate your time today, man. Had a lot going on, so apologize for going a few minutes long, but we'll have a, I know you're working this weekend, but try to have a good weekend and get some time for Camille and the fam, and we'll touch base next Tuesday, and I think one show next week. We'll do Tuesday, and we'll give you Friday off for the show, and maybe do a little short interview out at the tournament. But looking forward to it, man. And get out to the range, man. You got Atkinson's Mirror and Glass relying on you, man. They're counting on you. They're expecting some bombs off the tee, so you better be ready.
Sounds good. Happy Friday, bud.
Your team just has to do better than Johnny's. That's all I ask. We'll never hear the end of that. You don't have to beat any other team except Johnny's, and we'll call it good, man. But appreciate it, Jay. Have a good one. There he is, Jay Tuss, KTVB sports director. Always appreciate his time. And He's one of the best in the business, both as a person and as a sportscaster here in the Valley. So we're very lucky to have him involved, and we appreciate KTVB for allowing Jay to do this and come on twice a week. And he works as hard or harder than anybody in this town, and particularly with us, as Prater and Johnny do 1 day a week, and Jay does too. So we appreciate Jay for doing that. And Derek says we'll pick it up at the golf tournament. All right, we'll do that. We'll save it for the golf tournament. I'll try to remember that, Derek. Also, the other thing I can do is just put your name on a list, and then they'll have it for you there. Yeah, it's Friday night's pizza night. Why not? So let's see if anybody can. And I'll tell you what, maybe we'll start some sort of drawing. If you, we'll do this. We will do this. I'll do it right now on the fly. If you order from Westside Pizza, and you do an online order and you use advantage of the 25% off for a carryout BNN25 promo code at westsidepizza.com, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, this weekend, if you tweet me or, I guess tweeting's the way to do it, or email me a picture of your Westside Pizza food or yourself in the store or something that proves that you went to Westside Pizza, and use the BNN25 promo code online, because they can track that and we want to see if it worked. I will put you in a raffle, and we'll give away at least a round of golf, but something else. I got a James gift card we can give away, $25 to the James. We got a round of golf. We'll put a little package together with some giveaways. So help us support Westside Pizza, and we will return the favor and put your name in a drawing for a prize pack with some free stuff from Bronco Nation News. So get out there this weekend. Again, I'll be there tonight, probably picking up my order around 5 o'clock. So looking forward to that, and going to have some wings and pizza for St. Louis Blues hockey tonight. Game 6 for my Blues as they try to Rudy says 80 yesterday. Rudy, if you can prove it, I'll still put you in the raffle. I appreciate it. But you got to use the 25 you got to use the BNN25 promo code so they can track that it was our listeners that used it. So BNN25 promo code if you can, moving forward, and we'll make sure. Chad is asking about this. What's the update on the golf tournament if you just want to come out and hang out and participate in the raffle? Oh, that's a good question, Chad. I just don't want to run out of food. That's my only concern. Lunch is going to be around 2 o'clock. The tournament should end around 2 o'clock. I told the manager that I used the code. So you did use the code online, Rudy? That's great. If you used the code online and did a carryout order, that is awesome. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And again, let's see how many others this weekend can use the promo code BNN25 for your online order, westsidepizza.com. It's right there on Overland. They do deliver, but not to the entire Treasure Valley. So if you live kind of by the Flying Y area, you can do delivery. Otherwise, you can save a few bucks and do carryout. But I appreciate that, Rudy. Chad, it's so hard for me to say, man. I'd love to say, hey, $20, $25, come on out, have lunch, participate in the raffle, but I just don't know how much food I'm going to have, and I really don't want to run out. Around 2 o'clock is going to be the lunch. Let me think about that over the weekend. If there's a couple of you, it's probably not a huge deal, but I can't be having 20, 30 people show up. But if you're willing to put in some money for the raffle tickets, and you're willing to pay for lunch, I probably can get you out there for a couple of you. I know somebody else, maybe Kurt, had asked. So if you are interested, send me an email, send me a direct message. We'll try to work something out. We're going to be selling raffle tickets, I believe 5 for $20 or 1 for $5. And we've got Kellen Moore signed mini helmets. We've got golf bags. We've got Bud Light Seltzer cooler. We got a camping chair. We got all kinds of Tin Roof Tacos gift cards, the James gift cards. We got golf, the Crave Delivery gift cards. And then we got like 4 or 5 rounds of golf as well. So we do have a ton of great stuff for the raffle. And that raffle will happen around 2 o'clock. Kurt and Chad, why don't you guys send me an email, and I'll see if we can figure something out and get you guys out there, because we'd love to have you be involved if you're willing to participate in the raffle and lunch and just don't want to golf. We can try to make that happen. Maybe we can order a little extra food. We'll see. So you can get 5 raffle tickets for $20, and then you can have some. Randy Stevens is willing to buy raffle tickets and buy lunch all right, Randy, send me an email. Let me see what I can do. If we got some spots open, if folks just want to come hang out at lunch, and we might be able to make that happen. It's going to be around 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock out at Timberstone on Friday when the round ends. And then Johnny and Prater will be doing their show out there. You can hang out at 3 o'clock and meet Johnny and Prater. That could be fun. So, all right. If you're interested, email me. We'll see how many replies we get. Let's make that happen. I'm doing it on the fly here. We'll try to order some extra food. I may have the participants of the tournament go first just to make sure that we have enough food. I'm pretty sure we will. Chef Wally said he was making plenty. But if you're willing to kind of hang out, see if we have enough food, which we should, you're more than welcome to have a beer, have some of the, buy some raffle tickets and meet some of the celebrities and Johnny and Prater. That'll be a fun afternoon. So we're now opening it up. So email me, rains@bronconationnews.com, rains@bronconationnews.com. And I can probably take like 10 of you or so if you're interested to come on out and hanging out. And it'd probably be like from, I don't know, 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 3 or 1:30 to 3. Or if you want to stay for the show that starts at 3, Johnny and Prater, you can hang out and listen to them. We can do that as well on Friday. We'll have a speaker out there so folks can listen to their show, and we can have a live studio audience, and I'll hang around and have a couple cold ones after to celebrate a successful tournament, and we can heckle Johnny and Prater and JP and have a good time. So let's make that happen. If you're interested, email me, rains@bronconationnews.com. I'll give you the details, and we can try to sign you up for that. Maybe we say, maybe we do some sort of package. $50 gets you lunch and 5 raffle tickets or something. Let me think on that. But we're raising money for the Idaho Youth Sports Commission as well. It's not all about Bronco Nation News, although we are using some of the money to pay for road trips and to help pay, for Jay Tust and Prater and Johnny and these guys. We are. I'm not shying away from that. Some of the money will go for that, but we are going to make a sizable donation to charity as well. And Idaho Youth Sports Commission will be out there explaining what they do and stuff as well. They'll be on one of the holes, so I'm looking forward to that. So, yep. If that's something you're interested in next Friday, just coming out and having lunch and hanging out, email me, rains@bronconationnews.com. Really looking forward to it. Stunned that we're sold out, but it's going to be a great day. And we're sold out. So appreciate everybody for that. And going to be a fun couple days out there. Do want to thank Matt Bauscher Real Estate, the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. He'll be out there playing. He's going to be out there as part of the Q&A. He'll be doing an interview with Prater and Johnny. So Bauscher's going to be a big deal out there at the tournament next Friday. Looking forward to having him out there. And again, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, please consider using Matt Bauscher, the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley, BauscherRealEstate.com. We appreciate Discount as well. Local lender, HelloDiscount.com. You can refinance your home today. Check them out online at HelloDiscount.com. Comments are rolling in. Randy says he'll wear a Blues jersey. And then Kurt said he'll wear an Avalanche sweater. Well, we know which person we're inviting. It's going to be Randy. Kurt says sounds good. If you actually have a Blues jersey, Randy, if they win this, I don't recommend it. It may be a hot day. It's going to be in the 80s next week. But if they win the series, that's the one way to let you in. That's a good idea, Randy. So appreciate everybody as always. Randy, Kurt, Chad, Rudy, all the great commenters. Appreciate you, Derek. I'm missing some of you, but appreciate everybody that commented today, and appreciate Jay for joining us. And 8:30 tonight. I'll either be in a great mood for a Friday night, looking forward to Sunday's Game 7, or I'll be dealing with a disappointed 7-year-old, trying to explain to him that there won't be any more hockey for several months. So hopefully the Blues can at least get to a Game 7 so we can have some fun. But that's born and raised in St. Louis. So apologize for putting my St. Louis sports fandom on you guys all the time, but I can't get past it, man. I'm St. Louis born and raised, and all my local sports teams there, the Cardinals, the Blues, I'm diehard, so I got to support them, and makes me kind of feel like I'm still a part of the St. Louis community, even though I don't live there anymore. So appreciate all of our great sponsors. Appreciate you guys. Get on out to Timberstone, book a tee time, playtimberstone.com. Get on out there, and the best greens in the valley. They got the tournament next Friday, but any other time, they got some tee times available. Check them out. Make a tee time at playtimberstone.com, and maybe we can get some sort of BNN rate for you. We'll have to work on that, but check them out. When you go out there and pay, tell them you heard about it on Bronco Nation News. See what they can do for you, and we appreciate it. But before I go, last mention, Westside Pizza. Please, folks, I'm doing it tonight. Let's all do it this weekend. Support Bronco Nation News. Support the sponsors. WestsidePizza.com. BNN25 is the promo code. Again, you can get 2 large pizzas for carryout for a total of $15. If you use the promo code, you can get 1 pizza for $7, a large pizza for $7.50. What are you waiting on? Go to WestsidePizza.com. Use the promo code BNN25, and you get 25% off your entire order. They have great wings. They have great, desserts, and the pizzas are great. So check them out. All the dough and all the ingredients are made fresh locally. They don't bring in frozen dough like some of the corporate, chains. All the stuff's made fresh locally, and they do a great job. So please support them this weekend. And again, if you do, take a picture of your receipt of it being inside the store, of your pizza, and tweet it to us. Tweet it to me at BJ Rains on Twitter, at BBNN Bronco Nation, and we'll enter you in a drawing to win a round of golf and a gift card to the James and another large pizza for your next trip back to Westside Pizza. So we appreciate everybody for doing that, and we will see what we can do moving forward to help out our friends over at Westside Pizza. Have a great Friday, folks. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday with John Mallory as we hit on number 10 on our list, and we continue to break it down. And don't forget the deadline for the NBA draft, if you want to come back to college, is coming up here in a couple of days, Tuesday, I believe. So we'll follow Emmanuel Acott and whether or not he stays in the draft or whether or not he's going to pull out and stay in the transfer portal. And we'll have to find out where his ultimate destination is. I still don't think it's Boise State. I don't think he's coming back, but I guess you can never say never until it's official that he's somewhere else. So we'll have to see if he comes back to college or stays in the draft and what happens with him moving forward. So we'll check on that next week as well. Have a great day, a great weekend. We appreciate everybody for checking out Bronco Nation News. The full story on Markel Reed, our number 11 player, is up on the website. You can check it out, BroncoNationNews.com. It's on the website. It is available to read. More information on why we went with Markel Reed at number 11. So appreciate it. We'll see you at Westside Pizza, westsidepizza.com. BNN25 is the promo code. We'll talk to you later, guys. And email me if you're interested in the golf tournament coming out and having lunch, having the raffle. We'll think about that. But email me. Rains, BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, folks.
At ICCU, to make a difference, it takes just one connection. A friendly face. An open ear. A helping hand. And then something amazing happens. We find out that we're better together. This is what Idaho Central does in our communities every day. We help our members with the small things and big dreams. This is what believing in you is all about. Idaho Central Credit Union. Looking after your daily balance.